As of this week, we are ensuring that our children in basic, infant and primary schools and our daycare centers, that the immunization campaign starts there.
The measles prevention campaign is off to a good start. 195,000 children between the ages of 1 and 6 are targeted.
This campaign is a proactive response by the Ministry of Health to ensure that we are protecting our children against measles.
Details of this initiative are coming up. Plus,
we not gonna use no digi, nor no line to commit no fraudulent crime. Wise up, you, Mr. Wise up, you.
that crime is lottery scamming, and the police are arming our children with the information they need to make smart choices. I'm Carrie Ann Smith, and Jamaica Magazine starts now.
Measles, mumps and rubella are potentially dangerous childhood diseases. Parents, ensure your children get the MMR vaccine to protect them. The first shot should be given when children are between 12 and 15 months old, and another before they start school. Women of childbearing age should also ensure they get the MMR vaccine, as they could transmit dangerous conditions to their children if infected while pregnant. To know more, visit your nearest clinic or health center or contact the Ministry of Health.
Good day, I'm Andrea Chisholm, and this is your JIS News for Thursday, February 26. The IMF mission to Jamaica and the Finance Minister are expecting the Jamaican economy to rebound in this quarter. Their projections follow the Planning Institute of Jamaica's announcement Tuesday that the Jamaican economy contracted by 0.3% in the December 2014 quarter. But on Wednesday, IMF mission chief Yankee Martin predicted a better performance in the next quarter.
Growing confidence and improving competitiveness are projected to stimulate demand and increase economic activity to just over 2% in 2015-16.
We believe that the growth momentum has been revived in the current quarter, and going forward, we certainly look forward to that momentum being strengthened. But we have agreed that this is a matter to be kept under discussion.
Dr. Phillips and Mr. Martin were speaking at a press conference on Wednesday where it was confirmed that Jamaica passed its 7th straight IMF test. If the executive board of the IMF accepts the mission's findings later this month, the country will receive $40 million more under the extended fund facility. And the Simpson-Miller administration continues to receive high praises for its economic reform program. President of the Caribbean Development Bank, Dr. William Smith, says Jamaica's strict implementation and monitoring of the reform program is the reason for the success, and the international business community is taking note. Dr. Smith also pointed to Jamaica's improved business ranking, which now stands at 58th in the world.
So that's good news. That's very, very good news. And even though 58 doesn't sound so great, it is where you're coming from, and the fact that Jamaica is now at the top of the pile in respect of the Caribbean. It can not only provide inspiration in Jamaica itself to get even further up that ladder, but we feel that it can also inspire the other Caribbean countries to themselves begin to do the things that Jamaica has done in order to be able to move to 58.
The CDB president was speaking recently at a press conference in Bridgetown, Barbados. The Ministry of Health is seeking to assure the public that the country remains on high alert and is prepared to deal with any possible imported cases of measles. The assurance comes from the acting chief medical officer, Dr. Marion Bullock-Ducasse, in the wake of news that the measles virus has now spread to 17 states in the United States. Dr. Ducasse says measles is highly contagious, so officials have stepped up border control, which involves isolation. A system to trace possible contacts of an infected person is also in place, extending for as long as 12 days when the virus may still be spread.
We have had to implement the system in the recent past, so we have the experience with dealing with imported cases of measles. And to say we are aware that because we have no local transmission, it would have to be an imported case that we would be dealing with.
Dr. Bullock-Dukas stressed that with the children most at risk of contracting measles, the ministry is targeting children up to 6 years old while increasing public awareness as part of its measles prevention campaign. She was speaking during a JIS think tank session on Tuesday. Government is taking further steps to develop housing and social infrastructure in urban centers across the island under the Participatory Slum Upgrading Program PSUP. Phase 2 of the PSUP, which was recently launched, will focus on institutional strengthening and capacity building for planning and action.
The goals of the program correspond with the government's mandate, which is to increase the economic and social welfare of the populace and aid in capacity building.
Under the program, local planning authorities will get help to improve their skills so they can address development challenges faced by squatter settlements.
Development in this instance means improved access to clean drinking water, adequate sanitation, upgrading of roadways, physical infrastructure, cleaning of drains and channels, as well as capacity building.
Urban centers in Montego Bay, St. James, Old Harbour, St. Catherine and Maypen Clarendon will be targeted until Phase 2 of the PSUP ends in September. It's being implemented through the United Nations Habitat Program with funding to the tune of $125,000 from the European Commission. And finally, Environment Minister Robert Pickersgill has endorsed a new $25 million tree planting initiative as government continues to place priority focus on the environment. Under the Navel String Tree Planting Initiative, the state-owned SCJ Holdings Limited will plant 1 million trees over the next 4 years. Speaking at the launch of the project in Innswood in St. Catherine recently, the minister pointed to some of the direct benefits to the environment.
I welcome any tree planting initiative which will help to increase the country's forest cover, protect our watersheds, reduce the country's carbon footprint, provide ecosystems, services, and support the National Climate Change Initiative.
The Navel String project is being supported by the Forestry Department, the National Environment and Planning Agency, along with several other ministries, departments, and agencies. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Andrea Chisholm. Thank you for watching.
The Ebola virus is transmitted through direct contact with an infected person's blood or other bodily fluids like saliva, urine, stool, and semen. Symptoms of Ebola include sudden fever, intense weakness, muscle pain, headache, and sore throat. This may be followed by vomiting, diarrhea, and rash, and in some cases both internal and external bleeding, leading to death. Protect yourself. Avoid travel to Ebola-affected countries. Avoid contact with infected persons. Don't touch the body of someone who has died from Ebola. Wash hands frequently with soap and water and use an alcohol-based hand sanitizer. To know more, call 1-888-663-5683.
Parents, guardians, a measles outbreak in the United States and Mexico has increased the threat of measles for our children. But don't worry, the Ministry of Health has launched a measles prevention campaign which began this week at health centers and schools. They're aiming to give the measles vaccine to 195,000 children between the ages of 1 and 6. Listen now for more details on what the Health Ministry will be doing.
This campaign is a proactive response by the Ministry of Health to ensure that we are protecting our children against measles. Jamaica in January 2015 actually amended our immunization schedule so that children would have their first dose of the measles, mumps, rubella vaccine at 12 months, the second dose at 18 months. This meant that we were giving the second dose earlier, as prior to this, the schedule called for it to be given at 4 to 6 years. So with the outbreaks that have been seen, in particular recently in the region of the Americas and in the United States of America, which is continuing now, the government of Jamaica has decided to ensure that our children ages 1 to 6 are appropriately immunized for age, focusing on the measles, mumps, rubella vaccine, but of course providing any other vaccines that these children might need. It therefore requires that those children who would be 2 and 3 years old, and in the previous schedule, they would be getting their vaccine at 4 to 6 years old. All of those children would be among the group that we need to immunize now. So this particular campaign runs for 12 weeks, and in that period of time, we are hoping to achieve coverage for 195,000 children who might not yet have been required to have the vaccine, those who are 2 and 3, those who did not have their routine vaccines, and of course those who are just now becoming 12 months and 18 months. As of this week, we are ensuring that our children in basic, infant and primary schools and our daycare centers, that the immunization campaign starts there. And in the middle of next month, we will be going into communities to ensure that the children that we have not as yet seen in the health centers or in the schools, that they are immunized. So in essence, we want the cooperation of the entire population, more importantly parents and guardians, and the school community in total, with the partner ministries of education in particular, to ensure that children are appropriately immunized in this age group, 1 up to and including those who are 6 years old. Measles has been eliminated in Jamaica since 1991, and this is through the success of the expanded program on immunization. So a number of our population, they're not even now familiar with measles. But to remind that measles is a highly contagious viral infection of the respiratory tract. It is spread by coughing, sneezing, direct contact with persons who are ill with the measles virus, and also contact with any of the droplets, the materials. This virus can remain alive on surfaces for up to 2 hours. It presents as a non-specific flu-like illness. Children have a very high fever, a runny nose, cough. They can go on next to have a rash, and the rash is very easily identified. It is a fine rash, but it usually starts on the head and neck and then spreads across the entire body. It has some severe complications, including pneumonia. It can also affect the lining of the brain, and it can lead to death. So it is serious. The fact is, the first dose of measles in general provides about 93% in terms of the children who will have immunity. The second dose takes it up to about 97%. And that is why we insist on that second dose, to ensure that we have more of our children protected against the measles virus. Because if they're appropriately immunized and they're exposed, they will not become ill with this virus or any further complications.
All our health facilities, type 3s and above, are now designated daily vaccination sites from Monday to Friday during normal opening hours. So parents would need to bring, for children born before 2010, their immunization cards. But we implemented in 2010 the Child Health Development Passport, which have the immunization record. And once they take those, the public health team, which is usually either the public health nurse or the midwife within the clinic, would check, see what vaccines the child would be eligible for, and administer same.
If I could just stress the matter of the cost of the vaccine. There is no cost for this program. The question has been asked previously, and to ensure everyone that we do have adequate supplies of vaccines and all of the other supplies that go along with the campaign, such as needles and syringes, the igloos that ensure the cold chain, and all of this is provided free of cost. So we are encouraging for this 12-week period the parents and guardians to take children out to be vaccinated in the age group 1 up to and including 6. If there are children who fall outside of that age range, above it, 7, 8, and they have not had their first or second dose, we also would like the parents to bring them in so that they can be appropriately immunized. So while in this 12-week period, we are targeting a specific age group, the plan is to ensure that all of our children are appropriately immunized for age.
No one is above the law. We encourage all Jamaicans to join the fight against corruption, organized criminality, these nefarious activities that stymies our country's progress. I want to encourage all Jamaicans to call. We have a secure line, 1-800-CORRUPT. Call anytime and we will treat the information received with the highest standard of confidentiality. We need your help. We want to elicit your support.
Call 1-800-CORRUPT. That's 1-800-267-7878. Be the change. Report corruption today.
Earlier in the show, we gave you an update on what's being done to safeguard the health of our children. Now we turn our attention to protecting them from making bad decisions that will lead them into a life of crime.
We know why, no let us come in ya. We know why, no let us come in ya. Wise up, you, myself, wise up, you. As scammer, you want me to turn? Me not take that to the world. Me not go use no digi, nor no line to commit no fraudulent crime. Wise up, you, myself, wise up, you. It's better to learn the maths so you can get a good grade on your GSAT. It's better to learn the communication tasks so it won't cause an alarm when someone you have to ask to fill out a simple form.
So guess what? Everybody read this to me now. Lottery scamming. Stop it before it stops you. Don't start.
This is really an intervention or an approach, a proactive approach that we're using to curb lottery scamming through social development. Because if we can get children to understand that lottery scamming is wrong and that it is a crime, right, then we will be starting a change.
Wise up, you, myself, wise up, you.
My youth, my girl, don't be a phone confederate. That's not what it means to be literate.
Use their knowledge, use their mind for the betterment of mankind. All of this is coming from my heart. So use education to play your part. Get a good education. Stop lotto scamming before it stops you.
I want to ask you something this morning. Tell me, who wants to be scammed? Anybody here want to be scammed? No. That means you know what scamming is? Oh, you all know what scamming is? All right. Scamming is what? Tell me. It is stealing. You believe that? Of course, because it's not yours, and you call somebody, you know what they do in the scam? You call and you tell somebody that they win something. You know about that? When they didn't win anything, and you trick them and then you get them to send their money. It's not yours, so it is. It is stealing, and it is a trick, and it is pretending.
We know one, no let us come in ya. Learn alphabets and ability thing. Learn how to spell and their reading. Pay attention when teacher teaching. Run go to school before the bell ring. We know one, no let us come in ya.
We are going to be targeting also the high schools and the community colleges. And we are also going to be targeting the parent-teachers associations, the parent-teachers meeting, because we have to spread the message. Lottery scamming is wrong. It's a crime.
How can we prevent scamming?
By not tricking people.
Oh, give it up for him. Give it up. Come on, give it up for him. Such a brilliant young man. We have one more question. I'm going to ask you to give a statement. If you should say something to the scammers in Montego Bay, what would you say?
They should not scam because it will make them go to jail.
I think it is the way forward, not only for our school community, but also for the nation.
I believe that the MOCA team is doing a good job, and I would just like to encourage them to continue to go into more schools, as lottery scamming must be stopped, and it begins with the younger generation.
We know one, let us scamming ya.
If you want to be something that you see and who do him running, put on the phone, don't call for him. When the law catch you, ding-a-ling-a-ling. Use up your hand and do the right thing. When result come,
We know one, let us scamming ya. We know one, let us scamming ya. We know one, let us scamming ya.
Property owners, pay your 2014-2015 property taxes by February 28 to avoid late fees. Payments after February 28 will attract a 10% penalty. Take advantage of the extended deadline to pay your property taxes. Make payments at any tax office island-wide or via the website jamaicatax.gov.jm. For more information, call 1-888-TAX-HELP. That's 1-888-829-4357.
Up next, the new electronic entry ticketing system at the world-famous Duns River Falls. The Urban Development Corporation, in association with the Jamaica Information Service, presents Urban School. The Urban Development Corporation, UDC, continues to collaborate with several stakeholders to undertake redevelopment plans in the resort town of Ocho Rios. In 2014, the corporation partnered with the Tourism Enhancement Fund and the Port Authority of Jamaica to carry out upgrading work at the Ocho Rios Cruise Terminal. Extended work also included a pedestrian walkway and landscaping of the Turtle River Road. The project, which was designed and managed by the UDC, falls under the multi-million-dollar Ocho Rios Enhancement Project. This strategic upgrade facilitated a more aesthetic welcome for the visitors.
The Turtle River Road entrance is the beginning of the tour when you come in as a cruise ship passenger. And that's why we focused a lot of attention on the cruise ship here in ensuring that we have an entrance to Duns River and to Ocho Rios generally that is far more acceptable internationally and is something that we can all be proud of.
The Urban Development Corporation ensured that as it improved infrastructure in Ocho Rios, it did the same for the attractions it manages. And therefore a new electronic entry ticketing system was introduced at the world's famous Duns River Falls and Park. The move significantly improved the customer service delivery and experience of patrons through a faster processing time at the gate. In short order, overseas visitors will be able to purchase tickets online via dunsriverfallsja.com.
We're able to handle in the range of 10 to 12,000 people per day as a result of that.
A test of the system came during the winter tourism season of 2014 when 7 cruise ships docked in Ocho Rios. And the outcome? A free flow for the many patrons who came for the Duns River Falls experience.
What we're doing now is moving people through in groups of about 20 in between 2 and 3 minutes. And it therefore means that we can handle the kinds of crowds that we're having.
And what of the reaction from patrons?
It was very easy. Yeah, we were from the cruise, and it was very easy.
It was very nice.
We have had a number of repeat customers who have come to us and told us thank you, that they have seen the improvement in our service, and you know, one happy customer, that's all you aim for.
The current manual system gives way to the new system, which has other benefits. These include enabling accurate and timely data, reducing financial risks, increasing access and capacity control, and promoting compliance with the existing single-entry regulation.
The ticketing system will enable us now to better able manage the data that we can get. We can now better able look at demographics of our guests and be better able to set up a proper marketing program to ensure that we have the best demographics and the best fit in terms of attractions for our guests.
Senior executives from Carnival Cruise Line also toured the facility and experienced for themselves the operation of the new entry system.
The ticketing system that you have in place now is much more efficient. So it's all about giving the guest, the possibility to have a more enjoyable time.
If you have never been to the Duns River Falls or you are longing to enjoy the experience once again, come visit the attraction. The current local rates are $300 Jamaican for Jamaicans under 12 years old and $600 Jamaican for persons 12 years and over, while the overseas rates are at $12 and $20 respectively. The attraction opens daily between the hours of 8:30 a.m. and 4 p.m. and on cruise ship days from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. The UDC continues to expand the Ocherius experience by including Pearly Beach as part of its packages. Developed in 2014 by the corporation, this luxury high-end beach is up for rental to the public. For bookings, you may call the St. Anne Development Corporation office or email sadcoeventvenues@udcja.com. Plans are also in place to market the property to cruise liners.
We will be offering combo packages, combinations of Pearly Beach with Duns River, combination of Pearly Beach with Green Grotto Caves. So we expect that Pearly Beach is going to do well.
The Urban Development Corporation, making development happen in the resort town of Ocherius. To learn more about the work of the Urban Development Corporation, call 656-8031 or visit their website at udcja.com. You may also follow them on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter, or visit their information center on the ground floor, Kingston Mall, downtown Kingston.
Which government organization offers you exceptional customer service? A tax office, police station, hospital, post office, health center, or NIS office? Vote for your favorite public sector organization in the Public Sector Customer Service Competition. Call toll-free 1-888-991-2752. Visit cabinet.gov.jm and follow the instructions. Or drop your entry form at government agencies island-wide. Votes close April 30, 2015. Let your voice be heard.
Tomorrow is Jamaica Day, and I know as proud Jamaicans, we will come out in our black, green, and gold colors to celebrate our island home. While you wear the national colors, make a decision to play your part to create a better Jamaica. That's it from us for now. Join us again tomorrow, same time, same station, for another information-filled program. Until then, keep the link. Stay connected via our website, gis.gov.jm. We welcome your feedback, so keep sending your comments to Jamaica Magazine at gis.gov.jm or via tweet at GIS News. On behalf of the production crew, I'm Carrie Ann Smith. Have a pleasant evening.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.